Welcome to this short video, which will provide you with information and tips on writing up your dissertation. Writing up dissertations can vary between academic subjects. You will therefore need to consult with your tutor about the structure that applies to your subject area. When starting out, it may be useful to consider what sections are going to make up the beginning, the middle, and the end of your dissertation. So let's start at the beginning. You may include a title page. The title is an important opportunity to tell your reader what your research is about. There is likely to be a required layout for the title page for your subject area, so make sure you check what this is before spending time designing something. If you are required to include a short abstract for your dissertation, it is worthwhile taking care to write it well. Essentially, the abstract is a concise summary of your research. It should explain why and how you did what you did and what the results and implications are. Some people prefer to write the abstract last, once you are sure exactly what you are summarising. So remember, keep it short while at the same time include all of the relevant material. If your tutor has specified or agreed that acknowledgements should be included in your dissertation, then this is your opportunity to mention individuals who have been particularly helpful to you whilst undertaking your research. The contents page will outline the structure of your dissertation. It can be a useful check on whether amalgamation of sections or creation of subsections is needed. Your introduction has a few main roles. It's to set the context of your work and to signpost the content to the rest of the dissertation. Again, some writers leave the introduction until the end when they are clear about what they are introducing. We explained earlier in this module what a literature review was. So to recap, the literature review in your dissertation will provide the reader with details of what research has already been done on your topic and also identify any gaps in the research. This therefore helps the reader to understand the relevance of your dissertation. The methodology section can be a straightforward description of how you conducted the research. That is, what methods you used to collect your data, for example, interviews or surveys, and why those particular methods were chosen. In this section, you will present your findings and discuss them. Again, the format of this section in your dissertation may vary depending upon your subject area, so you will need to check first which style of reporting to use. You may choose to bring your results and analysis together and combine them into one chapter of your dissertation. Alternatively, you could present your results in one section and discuss their implications separately. The results section should set out your key experimental results and include any statistical data. The discussion section should explain your results and discuss your own research. Here you can refer back to the rationale that you gave for your research in the literature review and discuss what your own research has added in this context. You also need to demonstrate that you understand the limitations of your research and the implications of your findings for theory, research and practice. The conclusion tends to be shorter than the discussion section, and it is here that you reaffirm your main points by highlighting the key aspects of the literature that you have studied, along with your recommendations, and say how they are justified or contradicted by your research. The conclusion is where you need to emphasise the contribution that your work makes to the body of research. Avoid introducing any new ideas or arguments at this stage of your research. Simply draw upon the work that you have already done. The reference list needs to be highly structured and needs to include all of your references in the required referencing style. It is important, therefore, to check that all of the references in your list are actually referenced within the text, and that all of the references that appear in the text are also on your reference list. The appendix section is where you display any additional information for the reader. This may include questionnaires or data referred to in your dissertation. You will need to check whether or not any appendices count within the word limit for your dissertation.